Yes, people, what's going on? It's been a long minute since I've recorded, since I've uploaded. Normally, I'm used to uploading 5 videos a day, but I haven't been keeping up with that work rate for a while. But who knows? One day I'll be able to be blessed to be able to get back to that level, or even do more. Who knows? But when other blessings come, sometimes certain things happen. But anyway, before we get into this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification, because you never know, the video you suggest in the comment section below, guess what? That could be next. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Let's get the subscription up. Also follow the Alkebulan Trust on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. I know it's been a minute since Instagram posts as well. Don't worry, we'll get there. Listen, soon enough we'll relaunch, build a team enough, bigger enough, so certain things are handled correctly. Do you know what I mean? Because I can't do everything. Do you know what I mean? I would like to, but I can't do everything. So in fact, actually not now. Well, I'm gonna say if you're interested, do you know what I mean? Like, drop an email, get me. But not yet. All right, not yet. Look out for that video, that announcement, wherever on social media. Just look out for the official announcement when that's coming. Yeah. But as you know, this is a reaction video, all right? So boom, this is a reaction video to one auntie in a chicken and chip shop. Basically, we're just gonna react to it. I've seen the full video before, but I want to react to it, give my genuine thoughts, and because there's other parts to it, such as, in fact, let's just watch the video first, and then we get into it, all right? So let's go.
You're the older mother than my daughter. Do you hear me? This is how you behave outside.
Stop shouting in my face.
Shut up!
See, here's the thing, right? The thing about these type of videos, or any type of video, well, yeah, these type of videos, when videos are being recorded towards the general public or whatever, or of the general public, what tends to happen, we only see it from, we don't necessarily see it from a point of view of how everything genuinely started. And here's the other thing. Some people, I don't want to say they wake up in a bad mood, but some people do wake up in a bad mood. But sometimes something may have happened early in the morning, yeah, that pissed off their day already. Like, they're just like pissed off. Like, you want to know how I know, yeah, how that can affect your day? And I'm like, obviously you should be able to manage your emotions. For example, me personally went through a little situation, and like, it was actually quite recent, actually, funny enough. And imagine now, like, me going where I needed to go later on that day. I obviously was in my mind, so I was like, alright, I know how I feel. I'm not trying to let it get to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, in my mind, I was like, I know if I, do you know what I mean? Like, because of what I don't want to go too deep into it, do you know what I mean? But I just knew this is what I'm going to do to get my mood up, do you know what I mean? And funny enough, I got my mood up a bit, not to the point where it's at its peak level, but I produced a result even despite, do you know what I mean? So, yeah. But either way, I didn't take out my mood or my emotions like on anyone, do you know what I mean? And sometimes that's what some people do. In fact, another time I did take up my emotion or my mood on someone, do you know what I mean? And if she's watching this video and it was a woman and it was a black woman, I apologize, do you know what I mean? Like, get me, there's no need for it regardless, there's no need for it. Yeah, no excuses. But this is the point I'm trying to make, yeah? Let's get back into the video. But she even mentioned something to do with something to do with, you could be my daughter. Do you know what I mean? But first of all, why are you not in a chicken shop in the first place? Listen, I know, anyway, maybe I'm being hypocritical because I like my Morley's, innit? Get me? But I wouldn't be surprised if this is Morley's, because I see the color scheme. It looks like Morley's. But anyway, let's go. Let's rewind it and start over. Let's go.
You're the older mother than my daughter.
Okay.
Do you hear me? This is how you behave outside.
Stop shouting in my face.
Shut up!
Shut
see, okay, so this is not me blaming the young girl, and this is not me blaming like auntie. This is not me blaming anyone. Clearly, well, not clearly, but by her reaction of saying you're old enough to be my daughter or something like along those lines, do you know what I mean? She must have said something or done something. And it's funny they're in the chicken shop because, or in Morley possibly. I remember one time, again, this is quite recent, maybe like a month or 2 months ago. Right, 2 months ago actually. And I thought I went there to a trip to Morley's or whatever. And this is around the time when, you know, school kids were coming out of school, boom, boom, boom. And as they do, they go chicken chip shop, whatever, they go Morley's or whatever, some of them. I made my order. And the shop was getting busy, innit? And imagine now, one youth try to brush by me. And I'm like, is this, like in my mind, I'm like, is this kid dumb? Does he not have a mouth to open his mouth to say, excuse me? Then I thought to myself, you know what? I was his age once. I know when I was his age, I was in my own zone. I was thinking, I just want my food, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Get me? I'm thinking about myself at that age. I'm not thinking about anybody else. The older I get, I do kind of think about everybody else, but I'm still thinking about myself. So I let that slide. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying that happened to this woman. I don't know the full situation. There's no excuse whatsoever. But it does look like she may have said something or done something that irritated the eye. From my point of view. Yeah? What do you think in your in the comment section below? Really, it's going to be what you think of what really happened, because that doesn't matter. What matters is the prevention and solution. Yeah? What's the prevention and solution to this? Leave your answer in the comment section below. I'm going to tell you my one in a bit after the video. Let's go. Okay, you see. I hate to say this, yeah, but it's the truth. Children in general are a reflection of how they are being raised. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, I know when I was a youth, sometimes I was a bit of a bad boy sometimes. Get me? But at the same time, I was still kind of respectful. Do you know what I mean? I respected my elders, regardless of who they are. Get me? They don't have to be blood relatives, or they don't need to know my, some of you may know my story. Boom, man was in foster care, in it. So boom, they don't need to know if they don't need to have known my foster parent or my foster mom, whatever. I still was in the mindset of, let me respect my elders. You know what I mean? And I still carry that mentality till this day. Let me respect my elders. Even though there has been some times where I have been a bit disrespectful, but yeah, I try to balance that thing out. You know what I mean? Anyway. And it's funny. And I'm gonna mention this afterwards, yeah? Let's go. Yeah, auntie got triggered. Call an auntie or an uncle a fool. You will get that slap. It's not even a joke. Like I'm not even what's the word? I'm not like backing an auntie or backing the girl in it. But I understand. Do you see what I mean? Forget understand, I understand to overstand. Do you see what I mean? These situations, both sides. Yeah, I get it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't call her a fool. I don't know what to say. No. I know I said I saw this before, but yo, I'm still shocked. Wait. Wow, literally in it. Yeah, wow. Nah, that. Listen, in general, I'm just gonna keep it real and keep it 100. That her reaction, she shouldn't have. The auntie should have been in a mindset of. She knows she's has to set the example. Do you see what I mean? If because there is this thing where elders in the community, especially the African community, even though there's various different African countries, even in the Caribbean as well, like there is this thing of the elders need to be respected, they want their respect, blah blah blah. But in order for you to get that respect, you have to show that respect. Do you see what I mean? But it's a bit of a mad one. Like, how do you gain respect from someone that you do not know? Do you see what I mean? How? And this is why I'm so what's the word? This is why I believe in putting true unity in the community, because then we'll get that level of respect that's needed. You know what I mean? Then, should I say, elders will get that level of respect needed, and you know what I mean? Like, the youths, get me? They would respect their elders, regardless of the situation, wherever they are. However, guess what? They're in the chicken and chip shop, and I'm sorry to say this, and even though I have chicken and chips now and again myself, it does affect your mood, bruv. Like, I'm not even gonna front on that. It actually alters your mood. It alters your emotions. Yeah, it alters your emotions, because there's a lot of hormones that are injected in these foods. Yeah, in these chicken and stuff like that. You know how some people like their 4 wings and chips. You know what I mean? Like, fam, like it's a deep one. Yeah. On top of that, look, like that girl was in a school uniform. Do you see what I mean? And my thing is this. Anyway, let's just get into the comments, because that's the other thing I'm going to mention. Alright, so basically, one of the comments, they say this. Oh, whoa! It's not a comment. It's still a comment. But anyway, they say this is actually this is actually my little sister. She was minding her business in a chicken and chip shop, and this auntie decided to get involved with her and her friend's conversation and proceed to slap her. When your parent is in Africa, you don't go around. No, warn your parents. This isn't Africa. You don't go around slapping peoples, which is true. You don't go around slapping peoples in general. Yeah, wherever you are in the world. Yeah. And it is a bit of an odd one. So if the auntie did butt herself into that conversation, then let's be real. The auntie technically is at fault. However, sometimes it is a thing where if someone says something wrong or do something wrong, you do want to kind of correct them. For example, like I remember when I was somewhere, on my way to somewhere, and I overheard a conversation. They were mentioning about a particular subject that I knew of, and there was a name that they were trying to remember, and it's so ironic because the day before, like literally the day before, I left a comment on the Night Baby Show's YouTube channel on one of their videos, and they mentioned about, because they're talking about Will Smith and the bad movie, and I can't remember if they said bad movie or something like that. I can't remember, but I remember saying, "Oh, his worst movie is even what Will Smith would say his worst movie is Wild Wild West," and it was just so ironic that the next day, the women that I overheard a conversation mentioning that movie, but she couldn't mention the person's name, the actor Will Smith in it. Like, she just forgot his name in it. But she was trying to make a point, and when I overhear someone trying to make a point, I know how frustrating that can be when you're trying to make a point, you're trying to reference someone or something, and it's like it's like, you know, but you just can't remember at that point. It's so mad, like it's frustrating. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, but yeah, that aunt is lucky to the point that she never got violated in a different way, boy, because London is a mad place. Alright, so then there's another comment, but from the same woman, same girl's older sister or whatever, and she says, children see has now been reported to the police and it is being taken further. Warn your parents not to move like fools on road car. They can meet the wrong one. This ain't Africa. Keep your hands to yourself. KMFT. Now she keeps on referencing this isn't Africa. The problem is, yes, this isn't Africa, but there's a massive but here. This has nothing to do with Africa. This has everything to do with like we need to not continue to. I know this is what's so mad. I know sometimes police are there for their reason, blah blah blah. Like I get that, like I fully get it. But you see, with problems like this, we don't need the police for that. We need to resolve this problem within our community. What needs to be happened, and I said this on Biami's channel because I saw the video, I saw her reaction video as well. Had to, but I still have to give my opinion on it and my viewpoint. Like, what needs to happen is they need to sit down. So the parent, the mother, so the mother of that daughter, and there probably needs to be like an elder. This is why I like chiefs. Yeah, there needs to be a chief in the community. You know what I mean? Like, sit them down. Yeah, the mother, that woman, and even her daughter, even that she said that you're old enough to be my daughter. You know what I mean? Sit everyone down. Yeah, and even this woman as well, like the girl's older sister, sit them all down, have a conversation, resolve this problem. Simple. Do you see what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, the woman in general, the auntie in general, she needs to show by example how to conduct herself in society as a woman. Do you see what I mean? Because those girls in that shop are watching. So how do you think they're gonna be in years coming? Because it's like, oh, she was like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not even the fact that she was like that. It's like, naturally you're seeing things, you're picking up things subconsciously, yeah? And soon enough, you're gonna react more or less kind of the same way in some instances. Like, I'll give you an example. Growing up, like my foster mom would go to different shops, you know what I mean, to see and get the best prices for different products or whatever. And it's interesting, when I got older, when I started to live by myself, guess what happened? I did the same thing, like subconsciously. It wasn't even a thing that it's a subconscious thing, yeah? Anyway, there's more to it. And then another girl, Whitney, she responds and says, "Are you serious? Like, what the hell?" And then the older sister responds, "Whitney, the way my blood was boiling that day, this auntie mindset needs to go. She's lucky her sister's friend didn't jump her in that shop," which is true. She's lucky she never got jumped. She's lucky it weren't even guys that, do you know what I mean? Like, anyway, we won't even get into that. But yeah, like it is deep. It's deep. It's deep. All I would say, it's not an African thing about respecting your elders and slapping, blah blah. It's not that. End of the day, it all comes down to individualism. Do you see what I mean? Like, we're not a monolith. However, this video has gone on long enough as it should. It's gone on long enough, and like nearly 20 minutes. Like that's a surprise. It's been a minute since I've done a 20-minute plus video. But so that just shows you I'm back. I'm back. Hey, big up Nole. I'm back. Hey, big up Nole. Trust me, pick up that EP, Kalas. Get me? Stream that on Tidal, Spotify, whatever streaming platform, or if you can download it from iTunes, do that. Get me? support No Lane because she's one of the goats. I say one of the goats, like, I'm gonna do a separate video on GOAT, yeah, on who is the GOAT, yeah. But I call her one of the GOATs in terms of the GOATs or grime or GOATs or rap because her flows, her bars, her cadence, everything is just insane. Like, she needs respect on her name. Anyway, aside from that, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this was in South London. I just wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, there's a certain like anyway, let's not get to that. So like I said, so let's just recap and give you a solution. So boom, the solution to this is parents in general, yeah, they need to teach their children to respect their elders, yeah. They need to teach their children to respect their elders, yeah, and they have to show by example, yeah. If they do not like what an older person is telling them or reacting to them, then what they need to do is respond in a way where they're not ignoring them, but just hearing them out and saying, okay, auntie, or okay, uncle, and just say, thank you for giving me that information or whatever, thank you. And just carry on with, you know what I mean? Like, in a respectful way. There's many ways to react in a respectful way. You get it? So that's one thing. Now, as far as the auntie is concerned, as an adult in general, sometimes you have to just kind of not butt yourself into people's situations, especially when it comes to the youths. If they're not your youth and they're not youths that you actually know, especially if you're living in London, UK, or living in the UK in general, or living in America. And see, this is why it gets a bit wild, yeah, because I am all about unity within the community, but you have to actually know those children first, or know, you know what I mean? Know them. You have to know their parents to be able to give that solid advice to them if they're, you know what I mean? Like, if they're acting up outside in the public, you know what I mean? In school uniform, like, you know what I mean? So this is why it gets a bit techie here. But this problem doesn't need to go to the police, in my personal view. It just needs to be resolved within the community. You know what I mean? Who knows? Like, you never know. Their friend, he says she got a daughter similar age, right? They could end up being friends or being business partners one day and making millions and changing lives of millions in a positive way. You just never ever know. Yeah, but anyway, listen, I've gone on long enough. Look, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment in the comment section below what you want to see next. And if you've made it this far, thank you. And hashtag in the comment section below, Alkebulan is great again. And this ain't about Alkebulan, the Alkebulan Trust is great again. That would be nice, but I'm talking about Alkebulan as in the continent, yeah? Get me? That is going to be great again. We're going to speak it into existence, and we're going to write it into existence, and we're going to work it into existence, all right? Now, with all that said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because you never ever know. The video you suggest might just be next.